Started. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the What's New in NetBeez version 13.0 webinar. Just a few ground rules. It's okay, Carrie. We will be answering all of the questions that you have throughout the webinar at the end of the webinar. So feel free to ask questions anytime via the Q&A button at the bottom of your Zoom or in the chat. Either one works. And also we will be doing our Amazon gift card raffle at the end of the webinar. So make sure that you stay for the whole webinar if you want a chance to win. And now I'd like to introduce myself and Carrie. Thanks for being
Hi
here,
there. Oh, thanks for having me.
And yeah, we'll be doing a quick tour of 13.0 and maybe a glimpse into 14. So Carrie's here from product and is going to give you a demo.
Yes, I am. Well, thank you so much for having me. Here is the agenda for today. We're going to talk about some of the big things that we were able to put out in 13.0. And then, like just mentioned, we're going to do a little peek behind the curtain to see what's coming down for 14.0. And then we'll do, of course, the Q&A and the raffle and everything like that. So let's talk about, well, first off, version 13.0 released September 22nd. And us from the whole engineering team, we're super excited. We love all the feedback and all the feature requests that we get. So whenever we're able to bring them to you in the form of a release, we're super excited. And here are some of the major features that we were able to put out with this release. So we were able to get in a bunch of integrations that have been requested, and also a scheduled reports feature with public links that have, I'll talk about it in a little bit, but scheduled reports, and you'll be able to view those reports from public links, so you don't have to be logged in as a NetBeez dashboard user to view the reports. And then, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, we also have added a bunch of improvements as well. And let's jump into the first one. So the first one is a ServiceNow integration, and I'm going to demo it for you. So let me just switch over to my demo screen. Here we have the NetBeez dashboard. And so to get the ServiceNow integration going, we need to be logged in as an admin user. We click on the little cog to go to the settings tab. And then down on the left, there's the integrations. This is how we set up the ServiceNow integration. So let me just close the other ones for now. And we'll look at the ServiceNow. We put in our server FQDN, our username, our password, and then we have a test button down here that we can test it to make sure it's working, to make sure that everything is integrated successfully. We get a green message if it is. We also get a little green check mark if everything has been tested successfully. And then on the ServiceNow side of things, you're able to see a test message come through ServiceNow. And then after we fill in all our fields, we put in our credentials, we click the save button, and now the linkage is complete between the two of them. We can look at our notifications. Which notifications do we want to actually see in ServiceNow? So here's where we get to pick them. So we got the notification settings on the left-hand side of our settings tab. And we have agent notifications for agent device alerts, agent incidents, target incidents, Wi-Fi incidents. And here is where we determine if we want to have them sent or not. Well, first we have to enable the top corner. Then once it's overall enabled, then we can pick which ones individually we want sent. Here in this demo, I'm going to be demoing the target incidents. So I have it toggled on, I have it saved. And now I'm just going to trigger just an incident for just this demo purpose. So I actually created a target called 13.0 demo, aptly named. And now I'm going to trigger an incident for this one. So I'm going to go to edit the target. I'm going to add an alert profile that is going to trigger an alert if 5 successful ping tests occur. And don't worry about all this. This is just me triggering an incident so I can show you on ServiceNow. And so 5 successful ping tests are going to occur. It's going to then create an alert, and based on all my settings for the anomaly detection, that alert's going to then turn into an incident. So we're going to see this green bar go red in our alert. Our alerts down here, we see the alert has come through. And then up here on this bar, we're going to see the incident. And as soon as we see that incident, we can switch over to ServiceNow and see what it looks like when it comes through on the ServiceNow side. So we have the alerting target, the alerting ping test, and soon we're going to have that incident. Just a matter of seconds. Any second now. It will be here. I should have written some jokes to fill the time.
I mean, whenever we tested this, it was immediate. So
yeah. So let's
is your
just
cat
jump.
still around? Maybe bring him.
He's not within arm's length,
God darn
unfortunately.
it.
Well, I could just switch over to ServiceNow and let's just take a look there and see what it looks like when it comes through. So I'm going to just refresh this so we have the latest ServiceNow incidents. Oh, so it looks like it actually did come through 11:07, which is what time the server's on. And there we are. So there's our NV Target 13.0 demo, and there is our ping test that it's referring to. So the incident came through on the ServiceNow side. I bet if we switch back over to the dashboard, the incident is there now as well. And oh, and right below it, we see this test alert from NetBeez ServiceNow integration. That is when I clicked that button a few minutes ago, that this is what we see on the ServiceNow side that says that NetBeez and ServiceNow are now connected. So we'll just click into this incident on ServiceNow. And this is what it looks like. So we got the message and we got all the details, the short description. And that's it on the ServiceNow integration. And of course, if you would have toggled the agent alerts or the Wi-Fi alerts, you would be getting those as well. So let's now talk about the MS Teams integration, which is very similar to, let's go back to the dashboard. It's very similar to the ServiceNow integration. And with this one, you need to input your webhook URL for Microsoft Teams. And same thing as before with the ServiceNow. After everything is set up successfully on the integrations tab, we'll go over to the notification settings. And for Microsoft Teams, we have a few more options. We have the alerts, aggregate alerts, and incidents for all agents, targets, and Wi-Fi profiles. So select which ones that you want to be alerted on. For this demo, again, I picked target incidents to be alerted on just because it's easy to trigger those incidents. And let's just take a look at, because I did trigger the incident earlier, so our Microsoft Teams should have caught that incident. And let's just go to Microsoft Teams. And here we are, 2:07. We have our Target 13.0 demo. We have the time it happened at. We have our message as well. And so that, let me just go back to the dashboard. Okay, and then just the last thing we did want to show you were the webhooks. And so with webhooks, we do integrate with a bunch of different third-party softwares and platforms. With webhooks, if your third party or your platform isn't here that you want to use, then we could, if your platform you do want to use has compatibility with webhooks, then you're able to just use this webhooks option to get your alerts and your incidents. Or if you have a custom solution and webhooks is a good fit, then we have this option as well. So similar to Microsoft Teams, you put your webhook URL in here. And then after you test it, you get the green check mark, you get the green message, you save it, you go over to the notification settings, and then you pick how you want to be alerted. Again, target incidents is the one I selected. And I am going to go to, I have this website here that just is for, it's only here for testing webhooks, webhook.site. And I have connected it with the NetBeez dashboard. And here I just click the button here, test from NetBeez webhook integration. And then here is that incident that I just opened up about 4 minutes ago on that one target, the 13.0 demo target. And this is what the JSON structure looks like here. We have the attributes, the event, what happened, incident is opened, the target, which target it was on, and then the message that is associated, and of course the timestamp that it happened on. So those are the integrations that we're super hyped to be bringing you all. And then the next big feature that came out with the 13.0 release was the scheduled reports with public links. So this is a big one. Let's jump over to the dashboard now. And if you go into the reports tab, before there was generated reports and legacy, we added a third tab as well, or I should say sub tab, and we click on it. This is our report schedules. This is where we're going to choose a report to be run on a schedule and to be emailed out to all the users that are associated with the report. So to do this, we are going to create a report schedule, choose the report we want to create, and pick I'm going to make an agent report. I'm going to call this Carrie's weekly agent report. And I will do it for the last 7 days. And I'm just going to send it out for on the hour. And I'm going to send it to myself. And then I'm going to create the report schedule. So now every hour, I'm going to get a report for the last 7 days on that agent that I chose. And what's really cool about these is, well, the first thing, if I want to see what reports were actually generated based on these schedules, I can actually click on the row that's associated with it. And let's just take a look at Carrie's agent report for the last 30 days. I clicked on that in the side of the report schedules, brought me over to the generated reports, and it already has in the filter which reports are associated with this scheduled report that I selected. So I'm going to choose one here. And I'm going to minimize this just so I can show you the URLs here. So this URL right here, this is when we were talking about public reports, this is what it has to do with. So I'm going to go to the users, show you where the public report settings are. So currently public viewable reports are set to be on. So if we take that report in this URL here, if we take this URL and put it in an incognito window, just like to kind of I'm a non-logged in NetBeez user. I'm just going to paste that URL in there. And users that aren't logged into NetBeez can still view the reports if that toggle is on. So we're going to go back. We're going to turn that toggle off. So now publicly viewable reports is going to be set to off. And if we do the same thing, we take that report, we go into an incognito window as if someone wasn't logged into the NetBeez dashboard. We're going to paste that in. Now they're going to be met with the login screen instead of the report. So you're going to have the flexibility to show if you want these reports to be public or not to be public. So there is that. And oh yeah, so the report settings. So if you want to take a look at what it looks like to be emailed the report every time the report schedule is scheduled to go off, here is what it looks like inside your email. So if you set it every hour of the day, it will go off. You'll see the email here. Let's go full screen. Your report is now available. It gives you the URL, and you're able to click here. And that's where you get the URL to either be public or private. This is where it takes you. So you're not emailed the report itself, you're emailed the link to go to the report on the NetBeez dashboard, whether logged in or not logged in. So that was scheduled reports with public links. And those are our major features, the integrations, the scheduled reports that we are excited to bring you all. We did have some other improvements as well that have been heavily requested. We have the HTTP SSL checks. So you can, when you're setting up a HTTP test, you're able to check, we have a checkbox there, if we should, or if the test should be validating the SSL certificate or not. So you'll see that now, from now on, when you upgrade to 13.0 if you're editing an HTTP test or if you are creating a new HTTP test as well. So look for that checkbox. You also see that on the ad hoc testing as well. You'll see the SSL check verification box. Two other things that we added for the 13.0 release under the improvements category are API related. So you're going to be able to create targets by pushing to the API. You're also going to be able to run network speed tests by pushing to the API as well. So those are for our API users that want to take advantage of those. And let's go next slide. And now, so that was all the 13.0 stuff. Now we're looking into the future. So January 2024 is when we're anticipating the release of version 14.0. With that comes scheduled test alerts. You're probably familiar with ping test, DNS, HTTP, traceroute, how they have alerts that can be set up on those. Now, for our scheduled tests like iPerf, network speed, VoIP tests, you're going to be able to set up alerts for those for our 14.0 release. And also, we're very excited that we're going to be supporting Wi-Fi 6. So we're going to have sensors that have Wi-Fi 6 compatibility on them as well. So we're super excited for that. And of course, there's more to be announced at a later date, but that's just a little peek behind the curtain. And let's move on to the Q&A. I hope that was all helpful.